Hey, this is Lorena, and I wanted to do a video for you on Working From Home Series number 2, número dos. In this video, I wanted to talk to you about what you do next after you have purchased your machine and your machine is delivered in your home. What do you do? What do you do to get going, and how do you progress in this home business? So I thought maybe I could share my perspectives, my point of views, and also to share with you my wisdom on how I got things going. All right. So I hope you like this video, and I'll see you in the sharing. All right. I'll see you in a minute. In this section of the video, I wanted to talk about reality and a dream. We all have dreams, but we all truly live in a reality. And I had a friend a long time ago, and she told me this word, and it really spoke and resonated to my heart. I've always had a dream to become this really wonderful long-arm quilter, but what I found for myself is I just didn't apply work to it. And so I remember I didn't use my long-arm quilting machine for like 3 years. And I saw this kid on YouTube, and he did this beautiful tapestry with long-arm quilting. And he was like my goal. Like I wanted to do that kind of work and reach that level. But he had my dream, I guess, right? He had what I wanted to do. But what I needed to realize is what he was doing is working. He was applying effort towards him having his own dream. And I was like, wow, I want to have that. But he had been long arm quilting on his long arm for probably several years. He had been working on the machine, and he had applied time to the dream. So not all dreams become realities. A lot of us are dreamers, and we want things to happen in our lives, but that's not enough. And I wanted to also share that buying a long arm quilting machine or an embroidery machine like this, or even a Cricut cutter or those things, do not mean that you're going to be successful. It just means that you bought the tool. And the tool maker is what matters in this dream. The tool user is what is very important. And so in the midst of all this, you have to decide if you're going to be motivated to do the work. And let me just share this. It's very discouraging sometimes when you are doing the work. And sometimes there's a lot of failure when you're doing the work. And there's also time that you need to invest in whatever your dream is. And you have to set certain deadlines to move forward in your dream. And without that, you're not going to do anything with it. I've met more people who have purchased this beautiful machine, desiring the dream, but then this machine just sits in their house and they never use it. They never do anything with it. You can have the tool, but it doesn't mean that you become your goal. And that has a lot to do with your motivation. Are you motivated to make your dream something that is a reality? And if you're motivated to do that, that's great. Now it's time to apply the work. It's one thing to desire something. It's another thing to work towards something. And to work towards something is harder than just to want it and have a longing for it. You may be jealous or look at someone who has something you desire, but understand that that individual put a lot of time, put a lot of money, and invested in having that result. So now you have your machine in your home, and you're motivated. That's a big part of this. Put some of your motivation towards finding out what kind of supplies work best for your machine. Really start researching for supplies and try to find the best deals you possibly can. Every type of business or every type of equipment like embroidery or a sewing machine or a long-arm quilting machine and my vinyl, I had to start researching and investing time on supplies. That's very important to do. When you're purchasing your supplies, be very careful about wasted purchases. When you're initially buying a machine, you're kind of overloaded sometimes by the dealer telling you, well, you're going to need this, and you're going to need that, and you're going to need this and that. And the truth is sometimes you're not even going to use it ever. So, as you are doing your research for purchasing your machine, you should also start researching the amount of supplies and supplies of what you're going to need. I love YouTube because you get so much wisdom, like in my channel, on the truth of what supplies you're going to need, because I'm not a dealer. I'm not making commission off of you. Look around as much as you possibly can for deals when you're purchasing your supplies. As a matter of fact, don't buy them at the store that you bought your machine. Don't. When you're purchasing your supplies, research, look for cheap deals. Look, try, find. When you're at a quilt store, they're going to sell you a roll like this for like $25. Sorry, local stores. I'm sorry. And this is nothing. I recommend that you go online and look around as much as you can and look for deals for the supplies you need. I went online and I bought this beautiful thing. And like a quilt store versus online. This is what this is about. I bought this beautiful, and it was bigger. It was like that much bigger. This beautiful stabilizer for $30. Look for deals in whatever equipment you need. They're out there, I promise. And then we're blessed. The way we live online, we're blessed. So look for deals when you're looking for your supplies. They are out there. When you're purchasing your supplies, I want to encourage you to buy in bulk. Buy in big bulk. And because when you buy in bulk, you get a better price. For example, here locally at Herwick's, I buy my vinyl from them. My vinyl, for a little square foot of vinyl, costs me $3.10. Okay? $3.10, which is okay. It's okay, but I want to make more money off of my products. So I went online and I found a company that sold me a roll. And the reason you want to buy in bulk, now it costs you more initially, but you save more money in the long run. This whole roll, which used to be like that big, I bought 150 yards of this beautiful white vinyl. In the end, a square foot of this vinyl only cost me $1.90 in comparison to a local store that cost me $3.10. In the long run, you will save more money. So as you're buying your supplies, buy in big bulk. When you're looking at buying your supplies, research what kind of work you're going to do for your community. For example, I live in shirts and the school colors are royal blue and some ugly yellow color. So when I bought larger spools of thread, because of course I'm going to do work for teachers and students and schools, I went and bought bigger spools of thread that applied to the community that I live in. So those are some things that you need to think about. So you don't need to have everything right away, but have some supplies so that you can work for your community. And as you make a little bit of money here and there, reinvest into your business. All right, after you've gotten your supplies, now it's time to start planning for yourself. This is where the work comes in. Start planning for yourself skill builders. I'm going to do a very quick running list on the kind of skill builders I did for embroidery. For my embroidery skill builders, I did shirts, hats, bags, what else? Towels and blankets. They were skill builders for me. I gave myself one skill builder a month. And also, as you create the skill builder running list, also make a sub list on each skill. For example, on shirts, I had a sub list of all the types of shirts that I could embroider so that you can learn how it embroiders on your machine, those materials, textiles, and also too, what kind of stabilizers you need to use to make those designs successful. Make yourself a running list of these skill builders and then give a scheduled day to do them within your frame of life, within your life. Schedule it in as if it's a job. Okay, that's very important because you can have a machine in your house for the next 10 years and you never turn it on because life does take over. And then you never learned how to use your machine and it's a wasted asset. Okay, so once you have all your skill builders, I want you to start making a running list of things that you think a client would ask you to do. And ask your friends what they would be interested in you quilting. If you're in a quilting community, ask your community what they think is hard. A lot of them will say tension. A lot of them will tell you about quilting certain types of fabrics. And then incorporate that skill builder into your skill list and be a master of it. Be an undergrad of it. Be a degreed child about it. A lot of people complain to me about their tension. Girls or sirs, I've been working my butt on tension. I know about tension. And I know it so well that I know how to tweak it just right. And I know how to get my machine. I know how to get my machine to work with that beautiful stitch. I really do. But it all came through playing and working on a skill builder. Once you can answer yourself, can I do hats? Yes. Can I do a logo on a hat? Can I do a closed logo on a hat? Yes. Can I do it successfully? Can I do it with more than one run? Do a couple of them. If those answers are yes, then you're ready to market. Can I quilt on fleece? Yes. Can I quilt with metallic thread? Yes. Can I do ruler work? Yes. Can I do stippling? Yes. And some of those things, it just depends on how you're going to do your business. Some people do custom quilting only, so you need to have all those custom quilting skill builders. And some people are just going to do pantos and they're not interested in doing that other stuff. And that's fine. You don't have to, but create skill builders for the skills you're going to need to run your business. One of the reasons I'm doing this video is because I don't want you to fail. One of the most discouraging things for me is one of my brother-in-laws came to me and asked me if I could do a job for him for hats. And the hats, he paid $120 for them. He wanted a logo in the front. And I hadn't invested the time I needed to do that kind of logo, one. And also, two, I didn't have the skill to do it on the very front of a hat. I failed miserably. I ruined probably the whole row of hats because I would fix something and it'd change on me and I would try to repair something and I just ruined those 10 hats. And I went and I bought another set of hats and it cost me. Well, as I was doing that and I ruined those 10 hats, I figured out what I needed to do to be successful. But that was the worst time to do that. My brother-in-law was so gracious, I literally had to go and order another set of 10 hats. The truth is, I went and bought 15 because the fabric of that hat was so dense and so hard, and the layering of the logo was so complicated that I bought extra hats just in case I screwed those up because I was failing miserably. And that just destroyed my confidence. It ruined it. It ruined my confidence. I felt like such a failure. And let me just say this. The lady who I was ordering the hats from says, "Why don't you quit doing embroidery? Apparently you're no good at it." Yeah. This is a real story. She told me that. I left her and she was right. I didn't know what the hell I was doing and I shouldn't have been doing it. And when you're doing work for clients is not the time to fail. The time to fail is before that. And it was horrible what she told me, but it was so true. And that was a hard learning lesson for me. And I wanted to share it with you because y'all see me and I'm so good and I know what I'm doing. But it came miserably through failure. And this is why I'm doing this video. I don't want you to take a job when you don't know what the heck you're doing. And can you afford to replace the items you ruin? And do you want to tell a client, embarrassingly, that you ruined their item because you're not educated in your skill? So, before you market to clients, before you do any of that, this is where you start. This is where you really start. And this is where you become great at something before anybody knows that you're great at it. This is it. When no one's watching, when you're by yourself, when you're alone doing it. And I want to say this. If you're not motivated to do skill builders for yourself, to get the education of it, I want to let you know and warn you ahead of time that you're going to have a high frequency of failure in front of people, in front of clients that pay you. And that is very detrimental to you because people are not going to want to bring you any more of their work. People are, first of all, already very distrusting because you work from home. And then second of all, if you screw their stuff up and then they have to wait for you to replace it, and then you tell them, oh, by the way, I can't do it because I can't figure out how. And then now you're wasting their time for them to find someone else. Let me let you know that you're going to really cause havoc to your business. And it's harder to gain someone's trust again when people have already lost confidence in you. And this is the time when you're doing the skill builders to do all those screw-ups. And I want to encourage you in those screw-ups, keep trying till you're successful when no one's watching and when you're not getting paid. Do it until you're successful. And what that's going to do, and this is why this is very important, when you have all these wonderful skill builders under your belt, like notches, like I did that and I did that, when someone at Joann's or some random store says, hey man, do you know anybody who can do hats for me? You've already had the foundation of that skill, and you know what you're going to say? Hey, I know how to do it. And you doing this is going to create some confidence in your ability, some trust in yourself, that when a client comes and offers you a job, you know that you can do it and you can do it successfully. And that's what these skill builders are. And then you have confidence to market yourself. There is a lot of potential of making money here, but there is also a large potential of making a lot of failure here if you don't create a good foundations of skills for yourself. You gotta have that ability to believe in yourself because you've already done the background work. So this is more important than marketing, believe it or not. I really do hope you like this series. I know I'm giving you a lot of information and I'm trying to encourage you. Those of you who have contacted me and have not turned on your machine, I want to get on you, turn that sucker on and do a skill builder. Plan one every month or once a week if you want to learn more quickly, and apply yourself. If you're not willing to work for the dream, you don't deserve the dream. That's what a friend told me, and it resonates deep in my heart. If I want certain things in my life, I'm going to have to apply myself and work for them. It's not just going to happen. I have to apply and make steps to obtain the dream. I really do thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. I promise you, the next one is on marketing, what I price my items, and how I get clients to my door.